It is June 24th, 2026, and today we have a special show. They're all special, but we're doing running back rankings for the 2026 season for the NFL, for your NFL draft, for your fantasy football draft. Reminder, these are redraft rankings. Yes, we're already in June and we're talking about it. So buckle up, guys. It's going to be a fun one because running backs are kind of weird this year, at least in my opinion. So, Justin, let's get it started.
You're watching Fantasy Now Plus.
Man, we are in the thick of things, Justin. We have rankings. We have Scott Fishbowl going on. We have literally everything that we can think of. There's some guy that we had to have a supplemental draft for that people are talking about that I've never heard of. So that happened yesterday. I've never heard of this person. So
he's unimportant.
Good for him. I figured, just like Alex Pierce. But we're going to go ahead and talk about running back. I don't know why I took a shot at a receiver when we're talking running backs. I could have said Jonathan Taylor, but I didn't. Or should I? Did these update? Because I updated my rankings right before the show. So hopefully our website updated with it. It did. It says 624. So mine are now officially updated here on Fantasy Now Plus. So if you want to follow along with our rankings, go to fantasynowplus.com. That is spelled out. Fantasy Now Plus is spelled out. .com. Justin, how's it been, man? Moving?
It's good. Oh yeah, we are in the process of moving. This is the only room that I requested to not pack until after today's show. So yeah, we're in full move mode. So I won't be here next week, but I'll be here in 2 weeks.
Right on. We already have a question, man, in the chat, and it's already just begun. We'll go through our rankings. But first, I know you have a cut, trade, keep question, Justin. Then we'll go ahead and answer Mr. Kyle's.
Yeah. Question. So first up, the keep, trade, cut question of the week is running back oriented. Mind you, this is dynasty related. So would you keep, trade, or cut Jalen Warren, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, or the 2028 early second round pick?
We're adding picks to this?
2 drafts from now. It's dynasty, man.
Okay, well, first off,
obviously you're not cutting the pick. So are you cutting JCM or Jalen Warren? You can't cut a pick. I guess you can cut him once you draft him, but you can't like today cut a draft pick.
You're correct about that. So, man, when it comes to dynasty, I'm not a big trade for the future kind of guy. I want to trade for the now kind of guy. So trading for a draft pick when I might not even be alive on this earth is kind of wild to me, especially that far into it. Like that's how I look at it.
The league manager of that team in 2 drafts from now.
There might not even be a league. So
I'm trading the pick.
I'm trading that pick as soon as possible.
Easy.
Secondly, I'm cutting JCM because he's not going to be the starter there, and I don't think he's going to get much play. Spoiler alert, Rachaad White ranking and incoming. And then I'm going to keep Mr. Jalen Warren, although I do have Rico Dowdle ranked ahead of him. In redraft.
I do think I agree. I think Jalen Warren is probably the more profitable running back of the 2 of them currently with Aaron Rodgers at the quarterback position. I don't think, Rico Dowdle might come in and take the spot, but Rico Dowdle came in last year and then lost a spot back to Chuba. So we already saw it once with Rico. Probably going to see it again, honestly, with Pittsburgh. JCM is tough because, again, Rachaad White's there. So is JCM. There's this new rookie. There's Austin Eckler still exists. Like, I'm not saying he's going to be the starter. It's just there's too much muddied water. Trade it or cut him and let somebody else deal with him at this rate. Honestly, if the second round pick wasn't there, I'd probably try to trade JCM because I think there is trade value for those that believe that JCM will be the running back. Everybody is crazy about Bill, but I think I'm cutting JCM and keeping Jalen Warren.
I don't know who's crazy or who's going crazy over JCM. That's the advantage of staying off of social media, is I don't have to deal with the clowns that talk about JCM. But I will say this. I apologize. I went too hard. Listen, it's a tough Wednesday for me. All right. I'm having a tough day. But a running back that only demanded 13 targets last season, JCM. I don't want that on my roster. I think Derrick Henry had more targets. I don't know if that for a fact, but Rachaad White's coming off of a season where multiple seasons where he had 45 targets last season. He does catch the ball. He had 40 receptions last season. He wasn't even the starter. Give me the guy that catches the football. Simple as that. So that's why I think Rachaad White has way more value than JCM. Who are these people? Is this real life? Are people in on this guy? Am I out of it?
They were last year. I've drafted him a couple times in the late rounds, just for the chance that maybe.
Yeah, there's a chance. There's always a chance.
But second year running back, 25 years old. I'll take him for now. What are your thoughts on Kenneth Walker, Tony Pollard, and Bucky Irving and Breece Hall? Kenneth Walker is a mixed bag. Obviously, Super Bowl MVP. Seattle didn't bring him back for a reason, but he is going to the Chiefs, so that could be good. Tony Pollard is
dead, but he's a body, and he's gonna play.
He's a body.
Like that's what he is to me, Kyle.
They have Tajay. They're not giving the ball to Tajay. Tony Pollard still is producible. He's just. I'm not drafting Tony Pollard to be my starting running back. Bucky Irving, I think somebody's got to start, right? Like,
yep.
And I think it's Bucky. And Breece Hall. Breece Hall produces regardless of who the quarterback is, and we don't even know if that's going to be Geno Smith at the moment. So that's news. Yeah. Geno Smith is in legal troubles. He'll still play, I bet. But I like Breece Hall. I don't think he's not outside the top 24, but I don't think he's inside the top 12.
I have Breece Hall at 18. You have him at 17. And I like Breece Hall a lot. He's one of my guys that I always try to grab in if he's free in Dynasty, I'm grabbing him because I know people are fed up with him and they're tired of the Jets and the non-production. But bottom line, he still had 1,000 yards rushing last year. He still has the ability to catch the ball, 48 targets last season. He is a mystery because of the whole situation, and you could add Garrett Wilson to this as well. He's gonna produce, but is he gonna hit that level where we thought he was gonna produce? Right, last year he averaged 13 points a game.
Right, I don't think he'll be top 5, but I don't think he'll be bottom under 24. So I think he's valued right where we have him, 17, 18. We want to look at this. Kenneth Walker, I have at 16. You have at 17. Tony Pollard. We have.
I'm down. Keep on scrolling
29
down.
29 and 34. And then Bucky Irving is a little higher. So Bucky Irving, 19. I have him at 19. You have him at 14. So RB2 range.
Why do you hate Bucky? We can talk. We can get into our rankings. This is a great transition to our rankings.
Yeah,
why do you hate Bucky?
I don't hate Bucky.
This is our first big. It's not a big discrepancy, but you have him significantly lower than I think it's a lot of people, and I had there was someone on Blue Sky, which I rarely comment on comments, but I did it, and he's a well-known fantasy analyst, works for Fantasy Life. I like the guy a lot, actually. He criticized Baker and his ability to get the ball to Emeka Mbuka and gave all these reasons, but he didn't give us the whole story, which was the Buccaneers had 10 different offensive lines to start the season. Everybody was injured. The offensive coordinator was a joke. Todd Bowles is a joke. They missed Mike Evans for the most of the season. Bucky got hurt last season. When he came back, he was a superstar. The Bucs offense was a mess last year. So I think people are looking at the stats real quick and not looking into what the Buccaneers really did when they were fully healthy. So give me a full offensive line with the Buccaneers. Give me Zach Robinson, the new offensive coordinator, and give me Bucky Irving all the way. I think he's too low for me. 14 to me is too low. I should have him higher.
But you don't. So
But I don't.
Quick questions here. Who are some overhyped players this season you think do not meet their expectations? This is a loaded bag. And something I don't know that I want to get necessarily right into right away.
Justin said, short show today, guys. I got to pack or move furniture because he's moving to Chicago, and he knows I'm a blowhard and I talk a lot. So I have a bunch of these players. Smooth. Subscribe because I got them.
Yeah, I will say one. Dak Prescott is going to be a one this year. It's an even year. So Dak Prescott.
I can give one
Javonte Williams, CeeDee Lamb, Cowboys.
So you just hate all the Cowboys. You just hate all the Cowboys.
This year, the Cowboys offense is going to be my overhyped players. Yeah.
I think if I had to give an overhyped player off the rip, just looking at people's rankings and just going off of it, I'm still gonna go. I'm gonna go to the quarterback position though, and I'm still sticking with Drake May. I love Drake May. Don't listen to my words. I love Drake May. I think he's a phenomenal. I think he should have won MVP last year. I think he's a phenomenal quarterback, and I'm a Dolphins fan who is upset that the Patriots got good again. But I think people are gonna draft him at a ceiling, and they're gonna be very disappointed when he doesn't meet that ceiling. Just like we already went through. I already went through this. Go rewind, watch some older shows. I already went through all the quarterbacks that were awesome. And the very next year, we overdrafted them as a community, and they all busted. CJ Stroud, Justin Fields. Like there's a long list of them. Drake May has all the tools to succeed, but man, that was a big year last year. It's hard to expect anyone to throw for over 30 touchdowns. Go look at last year's stats. Vegas set Baker's over under last year at 35.5 touchdowns. I hammered that under so hard, so fast, and I didn't even think twice about it. Asking someone to throw for 31 touchdowns in a season in the NFL consistently, it's not going to happen. It's not.
Yeah. Just before we jump to the rankings real quick, we have a question about Egbuka or Devonta Smith. I'd rather have Egbuka, to be honest with you, and AJ Brown. And then she remembered this is they remembered that it's a RB show. It is an RB
Smith,
show
by the
today.
way.
Next week will be our wide receiver show if you want to come back and ask all the wide receiver questions. But yeah, Egbuka, AJ Brown, I like this year on the offense. So, however, there is any thoughts on ETN, on the Saints, and Henderson this year? I like both.
I had to move Henderson down today because I remembered, not that I forgot, but as long as Ramondre Stevenson's there, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a major problem. Mike Vrabel likes to use a 2 running back system, which I have no problems with at all. But we can't expect Travion Henderson to get into that top 12 or that elite status if there's someone there on his heels. If we look at our list, let's go look at the rankings now. The majority of the guys on the top of our list, Bijan Robinson, Devon Achane, Jahmyr Gibbs, James Cook, Christian McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley, Chase Brown, Ashton Genty, Amarian Hampton is where I stop. What's the main common denominator? They're the guy.
Yeah.
They're the guy.
They're RB1, and there is no RB2 on their team. Like, truly, that is it. The only person on this entire list that you could maybe fight with is that, Jahmyr Gibbs now has Isaiah Pacheco, but it didn't matter when they had David Montgomery. He still finished as a top 2 running back in the league. But yeah, those 9 top players, they are the only running back on the team, and they are going to get the workload. And that is why we are literally a single ranking off on all 9 of those players. Even Omari and Hampton, we have 10 and 11. It's not until we get to Travion Henderson when we actually start to differ on some of these players.
Yeah, and the Henderson ranking, I don't hate you for 9. Of course, he can get there. He has the talent, all the talent in the world to do it. But do they have the scheme to do it? Are they going to still use Ramondre? Of course they are. He's on the team. He's a very good football player as well. So that's just going to muddy the waters for Travion Henderson. And that's what I meant by running backs early on the show, how it's a little bit different this year. To me, the way I look at this in tiers, if you look at tiers, it's Achane, Robinson, and then Gibbs in their own tier. They're the S tier. So that's big 3 to me. I think James Cook is in his own tier. He has reached Derrick Henry level to me, as in he's not up, he's not going to run for 2. I mean, he might, but he's going to always give you the yards. He's always going to score the touchdowns, and he is the guy in Buffalo. So he's reached that Derrick Henry level to me where he has to be top 5 every year. But then you have the older guys, CMC, Taylor, Barkley. Are they going to repeat? When is Father Time going to finally catch up to these guys? And then we have the young guns, Chase Brown, Genty, Hampton, Henderson. So it's a weird year for running backs to me because no one has stepped up to become the new CMC or Taylor besides the guys we already talked about, Bijan, Achane, and Gibbs. And I think if I had an early pick this year, Justin, I'm taking one of those running backs, which I normally don't, because of how muddy these running backs are.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, we just all watched me draft 5 running backs in Scott Fishbowl. So back to back. First 5 rounds, I went 5 running backs. Hate myself for it, but hey, it kind of needed to happen. So if you can get one of these top, I would say 8 running backs, I think you are pretty set this year. I think they will score a lot of points this year.
Well, of course, they're going to score a lot of points. But let's start at the top. I have, and I just want to get this out of the way in case you didn't understand. And yes, if Etienne stays healthy, he's going to be awesome on there. We'll get to him. But Devon Achane, I'm not getting any pushback by anybody. Well, I have from my friend groups offline about Achane being number one. No, it's not because I'm a Dolphin lover. It's not because I support the Dolphins so much. Not because I just got a brand new Devon Achane jersey for Christmas last year. It's because I truly think he's going to be the running back one this year because he's the only show in town. That's it. That's all they got.
Yep.
And he's already proven he can catch 1 million balls a season. He's already proven that he can handle the workload. He doesn't miss that many games. He played in 16 games last year, 1,350 total rushing yards. And he caught 67 balls on 85 targets with 488 yards through the air. Now, I understand Bijan and Gibbs, that sounds sexier, but we need to start understanding the Achane sounds sexy as well. Just he plays for the Miami Dolphins. But I get the feedback like, but he plays on a bad team. They're not going to move the football. How is he going to be successful? Steven Jackson did it in St. Louis for many years. I know I'm going old back in the day. Matt Forte, again, did it for the Chicago Bears for years, and they were a bad team forever. What was the key?
He went
what
to
was
the Super Bowl.
Yeah, with Rex Grossman. Yeah. But that was 2012 when they went 10-6?
For the Super Bowl? 2010.
2010? 11-5. Okay, 11-5. Right on.
Or I'm sorry.
Saquon Barkley.
He went to the Super Bowl in 06. Sorry, got Colts Super Bowls mixed up. It was 06, 20 years ago.
Gosh. Saquon Barkley, of course, with the Giants forever. There's running backs that have really good years. Like Adrian Peterson did it his entire career in Minnesota. So there's running backs out there that can get open or, spread the ball around, find some space. They're good enough to overcome that. And I think he is that good. And I don't think you have any doubt because you have him at 2.
Yeah, again, who else is going to get the ball in Miami? Like they don't have Tyreek now. They shipped off Jalen Waddle. They have Malik Willis at quarterback. So you can't tell me they even have like the dynamic quarterback that's going to take all these rushing yards away from him. Devon Achane at least catches the ball out of the backfield and can be explosive once he gets in the open space. I think, we will probably see a couple games where he scores 50+ point plays again this year, which in Scott Fishbowl and in Super League this year are going to be great. Honestly, Devon Achane and Bijan Robinson should be 101, 102 in Super League this year.
Don't tell the secrets.
You heard it here. And I have the 102 this year, by the way.
So I don't know what I have, but I'm somewhere. I'm curious on your ranking of Jeremiah Love. You have him at 15. I have him at 12.
I don't like that offense. As much as the Devon Achane effect happens into a terrible offense where he is the only player, Jeremiah Love is on a terrible offense with a lot of players that hog the ball. Obviously Michael Wilson catches 1 million balls a year. You got Marvin Harrison still technically there. Trey McBride is there. They have 5 running backs and Jacoby Brissett. Yes, Jeremiah Love was drafted 4th overall this year, but I don't want to get too into the rookie hype. We all got into the rookie hype of Ashton Genty being the elite running back, the 101, the top running back in the NFL. And we were very disappointed for most of the season last year with Genty. I don't want to get into a Jeremiah Love like he is going to be the top 3 running back this year. So I have him just outside of RB1 status. He's an RB2 though. He is a starting running back. I just don't have him as the guy I want to draft first.
It's funny you say that because Genty was going to be my comp. He was drafted as a 101. He wasn't ranked 101. Matter of fact, I was picking him in the first round last year and I was getting side-eyed every time I did it. Oh, you're picking Genty? Like I got the side eye almost every draft. And my initial ranking of Love was low like you. Like I put him mid running back 2. But then I started to think about it. And I looked at Genty's stats and I rostered Genty everywhere. So like I went through the Genty experience. I had the ups and I had the downs. He was on a very bad Oakland Raiders. Oh my, that's how old I am, people. The Oakland Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders. He was on the Raiders and he didn't really score many touchdowns. His rushing average was 3.7 yards per attempt. He almost hit 1,000 yards, 975. But this is what I looked at. This is what I looked at the most. Same kind of Achane deal. Caught 55 balls, 73 targets. I think Love's going to be there. I think Love's going to be there with the receptions because Michael Wilson, we can't bank on his 6 games of success last year. We can't do it because we saw when Kyler came in, he disappeared. It only happened with Jacoby Brissett. Is it going to happen again? I don't know. New offense, new everything, literally new everything. I'm not going to bank on where did he finish? Mr. Crappy Michael Wilson, who decided to be good for a couple games. Not going to bank on him getting 126 targets and 78 catches again. It just can't happen, especially in the way it happened. In the way it happened doesn't make sense. It was too sporadic. Marvin Harrison, I give up. Like, wait till the receiver rankings come out, brother. I give up. We're done, Marv. Like, we're broken up. We're never, ever, ever doing this again. I'm over you. I'm glad I traded him to you in one of our leagues. But Trey McBride's like the only for sure thing. So that means this to lead to me is Love is going to be the 2, the option 2, the weapon 2.
The only, like, one of the reasons why I'm very hesitant on Jeremiah Love, and I'm fine missing out this year on him. I'd rather see it to believe it. I felt the same way about Gibbs as well before, and once I saw it, I was like, I want Gibbs in every single league I have. Jeremiah Love, the Cardinals brought in Tyler Algier. I'm not saying Tyler Algier is better than Love, but they brought him in knowing that they probably were going to end up drafting Jeremiah Love at 4 because nobody in the top 3 was gonna draft Love. So they knew they had Love. They still brought in Tyler Algier. James Conner, is like a bajillion years old. Still can run the ball if he's healthy. Trey Benson's still young and can run the ball. They ran 16 different running backs last year. That's an exaggeration. 5 running backs last year. They have running backs that can run the ball, and I'm not saying all of these guys are going to be better than Love, but I feel like it's going to take a little while to just be like, Jeremiah Love, your RB1 for us. Like, I feel like there's still going to be that experiment of let's run Tyler Algier and Love. Oh, let's throw James Conner in there. Oh, let's get Trey Benson in on third downs. Like, I feel like it's going to be a workload, and he's not the guy for Arizona yet. Genty, who else was there? There was no other running back in Las Vegas that took snaps away from him. He was always on the field, and that's my concern about Love this year is that he won't be the only running back on that field.
Good points, like really good points. No argument there. I just want to leave this out here. As underwhelming as Ashton Genty was, he still finished running back 13 on the season, 14.5 points per game. I'm just going to leave that there because that should tell you something. And the last running back we're going to talk about on today's show because Justin has to move and do funny things. Why do you hate Jadarian Price?
Oh, so we're going to the other Notre Dame running back. Truthfully,
I'm just
once
asking.
I hit 24, I stopped.
I'm just asking why you hate him.
I stopped editing at 24. Jadarian Price, I can confidently put in flex material because if Charbonnet is healthy, I think they do go Charbonnet first. I don't think Price immediately becomes RB1. I don't even think I think Price literally just fit right into Charbonnet's role of last year of the second back. This is another running back that is splitting the backfield. So that's why I currently have him that low.
No, I don't hate you at all for that. I have him too high. I have him at 19, and that was a last minute. Like, I feel good about him right now because I don't know where Charbonnet is at. Listen, these rankings will change. It's only June 24th. There are some players that I see on my list that have the opportunity to move up or opportunity to move down, depending on, I need to see more. Preseason matters. Like, it's so silly that we put out these rankings in June before even anything's been done. No one's put on pads yet and put on a real game like preseason. So we don't know much of anything. So these are all subject to change. And I just need everyone to understand that. Like, I have ETN at 26 right now. You have him at 14. Yes, he's projected to be the starter, but how are we going to be looking? How is he going to be looking? Is he going to be okay? There's a reason why Jacksonville got rid of him or let him go. So running backs are, to me, the most up and down position that you can judge. I'm not touching any of these guys. Like, if I don't get a top 5 pick and I miss on Bijan, Achane, or Gibbs or Cook, I'm probably just waiting till the end.
Yeah,
I'm
I was
probably
gonna
just
say
gonna play.
if you miss, I would say this tier right here to 6 in really top 4, you could probably wait until you get down to like the 15 range to
Yeah,
Bucky Irving range.
and you could definitely get a lot of value in guys like Kenneth Gainwell, who are going to put up a lot of points behind Bucky Irvin. You could probably get guys like a Blake Corum, who's behind Kyron Williams, who already proved his worth last season, who we're big on. I have Brayshawn Tootin as running back 41, and that was on purpose because I'm tired of the hype guys, and he's one of the hype guys. And I'm not trying to get burnt by some of these hype guys this year. And I want you guys to understand that sometimes boring is the answer. And sometimes hype guys can get you in a lot of trouble. And we see this year in, year out in fantasy football where we all believe in this Brayshawn Tootin guy. We all believe that these people are going to start for their teams and be superstars. And, Woody Marks was one of them last year. You don't even have him ranked. You don't even have him ranked. Trey Benson was one of those guys.
Why
Where did he
rank
go?
Woody Marks? He's not going to really get anything this year. So.
Well, I'm just making a point. Tajay Spears, another hype guy, didn't really do anything. So we need to really understand who's going to be used, even if they're boring. If James Conner is a starter, guess what, guys? He should be drafted because he's been proven that he can get the job done for Arizona year in, year out until he's injured. We just need to understand that in redraft, we're not playing dynasty. And a lot of people, me included, back in the day when I couldn't differentiate the two, oh man, this guy was drafted so high and blah, 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 blah. But like Justin said, they have Algier. He's a veteran. He knows how to play football. He's proven that he's good at football. You're right. They might just say, hey, Love, you're sitting behind this truly proven veteran until you get your turn. And that could happen.
Caleb Johnson was really good in Iowa and then came into Pittsburgh. Everybody expected Caleb Johnson to immediately take over in the backfield. I'm not saying Jeremiah Love and Caleb Johnson are the same, but he lost battles to Jalen Warren, Kenneth Gainwell, literally anyone, a wide receiver, and then it was Caleb Johnson. Like it wasn't in who's Caleb Johnson though? Like I'm not saying Love is going to immediately just not do anything. He was drafted in the top 4 for a reason. But I'm not ready to give him his roses yet. He's in a very tough depth chart to battle for.
Yeah, for sure. But we'll have more on these rankings as, of course, the off season goes along. What's going on, Jamie? You caught us at the end, but we are going to wrap up today's show because Justin has personal reasons to move. I don't know why he's moving. Why are you moving? Why are we moving?
We won't talk about it on this show.
We won't talk about the show. But we will talk about more things coming up. Next week, it's going to be myself and Topher. We'll be doing a guest spot because Justin will not be here. So all you Justin lovers, I apologize, but your boy's going to be here. No days off, Josh. That's what they call me. We'll be talking about the wide receivers.
Hold on. I brought you the wide receiver guy. Like he is our wide receiver ranker for the wide receiver show. So I don't see no rankings done, Topher. Get on it. By the way, Jamie, you can just rewind and watch the whole show.
Or I can give you a recap real quick. Justin hates Genty. Justin hates Achane. And Justin
hates Jeremiah Love.
Trevion Henderson. And he hates Love. Like literally hates Love. That's the show, guys.
Love to hate to love.
But that's the show. Thank you all for watching. We'll be back next week with more nonsense. Until next week, guys. Wait, Super League, is it still open?
Yes, Super League will always be open. We don't draft until August 1st. So August 5th. So be sure to sign up, superleagueff.org. Putting that into the chat. There are a couple people in this chat. Craig, you're not signed up, man. What's up with that? Jamie,
Craig, what's up with that?
What's up with that, Craig? Join it today. Go to the website, sign up for Super League, because it is going to be a ton of fun. There's a lot of wild settings. I'm looking at scoring right now, and Bijan Robinson is projected to score 698 points this year. So get in on that. Best ball, as always, 13 starting spots, 1 bench spot this year. So only 14 roster spots. Be a quick draft. It'll be fun. be sure to join. We have a lot of fun leagues this year, so join.
And reminder, people, best ball with waivers. So
Yeah,
there is
and
some
it's
kind
free
of
to join.
management. It's free.
It's free to
and you
join.
can play with me. And there's an
Yeah.
Aqualad division.
Yeah, there's an Aqualad division. And any money that we raise, it goes directly to kids in hospitals. So,
Who doesn't like hospitals? Or kids?
I mean, a lot of people, but who doesn't like
Yeah,
kids?
I know.
Sick kids.
A lot of people. I have kids. I love my kids. Either way, that's me putting my foot in my mouth. So I'm going to leave y'all with that. I'll see you guys next week. Can you play the song at least?
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.